strange. And any of this feels strange. But anyway, so I wanted to hop on and talk about how unpacking your natal chart is very helpful. I want to start by speaking of what do I mean by unpacking your natal chart? So when I say unpacking your natal chart, I literally mean first and foremost getting your natal chart. That's number one, getting your natal chart. And your natal chart, I'm saying the word natal chart, but a lot of people are used to the phrase birth chart, or you may know it as your birth chart. Natal chart, birth chart, I'm speaking of the same thing. So this is the chart that outlines where was the sun, moon, stars, planet placement, the day you were born, where you were born, and at the time you were born. And this is okay, so this is also the system of astrology, right? In particular, I have learned Western astrology, but there are various systems of astrology. When I speak of astrology and when I work with individuals looking at their birth chart, I'm looking from the Western astrology system. All right. So this is astrology. This is identifying what was happening above as you were being born here below. And that which is happening above absolutely impacts what's going on down here below. So what was happening in the sky impacts your makeup. It really impacts your makeup. And that is hard for individuals to understand or maybe even believe. Hard to understand because we have not necessarily been taught the true interconnectivity of everything in the universe, right? We haven't been really taught that, how we are literally interconnected with everything, how we are literally stars, how we are literally, like, we are a sum total of all plant life, all animal life, all planetary bodies. Like, we are some total of all gemstones, all like, it's all us, we're all connected, which is why certain herbs are very helpful in certain ways for us, which is why walking on the ground can impact our physical being, our emotional being, our spiritual being. How babies, when sick, if they are breastfeeding, the breast milk becomes their medicine from their saliva connected with the breast. Like, we are interconnected. And so absolutely, where the star, moon, sun, planet line up to where when you were born absolutely impacts your vibration. That's really the biggest thing. We are all energy beings, and everything is energy, and energy impacts energy, And so that's what we're really talking about when we say unpacking the natal chart. What does your birth placement, what impact does that have on you? How can we gain some levels of insight about your being, your true natural being? How can we gain some insight for two reasons? To support you in understanding yourself, but also to support you in your growth journey, in your journey of development. Everyone, soon as you're born, all the way up to you transition, you are on a self-development, elevation, ascension journey. That's what you're on. We're all on it. We're just in different places. All of us have the call of God within us. All of us have a natural plan and purpose over our lives. It's already written. We call it divinity, divine plan, divine purpose. That's what we call it. But all of us have it, and it's written. And there are things that can help us, including the natal chart and so many other things. But right now, we're talking about the natal chart. It can help you to understand how to truly thrive in this life. Understand things about yourself so that you maybe are not going so hard on yourself, or you have a level of understanding of yourself. And a lot of times it's that going hard on yourself. It helps you to not take yourself or life too personally and go too hard on yourself. And when parents do it for their children, or when spouses do it with each other, It helps you to like support each other in so many wonderful ways and to forgive each other in so many wonderful ways, seriously, because you will begin to see that everyone is just living out their plan and purpose, truly. Even the things we see in people experiences that we deem to be bad, or see about ourselves that we deem to be bad, these things are divinely planned and purposeful in our lives, period. And so with the natal chart unpacking session, we go in, I introduce you to an app that I use. It's a free app. The app also is connected to a website, which is free as well. You can use either one. I prefer to use the computer when I'm doing the sessions. However, if you choose to do the in-person session, we'll use your phone. So make sure you have your phone with you. The app downloads to Android and iPhone, so it should be fine. I believe iPad too. I'm pretty sure if you have an iPad, you can bring it as well. So I introduce you to the app. The app is very good. I like this app because I'm really particular about the language that's used when we're describing things that are of a spiritual matter or a descriptive matter when it comes to life, because I don't necessarily like some language that is kind of doomsy or negative. I don't like negative language. So I did some searching and looking through various apps and tools that we can use, specifically looking at language. And I like the language of this app as well as this website. Another thing is it's quite thorough. Another thing is it explains, it has a learn tab that can help you to learn about the planets, the houses, the aspects, all of those different things. And so that's very helpful because you can educate yourself more on the basics when it comes to understanding your natal chart and astrology. What else do I like about this app? It's free. It's also very inexpensive to get several charts. Like I said, if you're a parent, I suggest you do a chart for your children. If you're married or you're in a serious relationship, I suggest you do a comparison chart, not to see, like, to try to get some kind of psychic reading. And I just want to be clear about that. Although it is very, it is very accurate when it comes to life and how it pans out. But when you see the charts, you can see, I like it because if you do the comparison charts, it'll tell you together what your strengths are, what your areas in need of healing, where your power is, where your, how you all are going to help each other to expand. It'll tell all of those things. So I think that's amazing. And many cultures do these comparison charts prior to people getting married or get into serious relationships or having babies. The astrology is used around the world to help guide us into aligning with things that are powerful, peaceful, joyous, versus us just kind of in the blind, choosing the people and things that we connect with, and choosing the big decisions like having children, when to have children, when to get married, when to purchase a home, all of this type of stuff. Like, it can speak to it when you are working with your charts. So you're introduced to the app in the session. We're going to choose at least 3 planets where we can unpack. I tend to go to Chiron because Chiron is your point of healing. A lot of people, if you can understand what your point of healing is, you can understand a whole lot in life. Truly. I like to do North Node as well because that's kind of like your destiny planet. So that'll help you to kind of, or give you some insight on destiny, on what's purposeful in your life, what your divine plan and purpose is in this lifetime. And then from there, I kind of choose, I let the individual choose. Sometimes I'll let you choose all 3, it just depends. I also am going through to kind of help you to understand for each planet, what is it alluding to? Like, what is the sun all about? The moon, Mars, Pluto, Neptune, Mercury, Venus, like, and then also looking at your life, kind of determining what are some of the things you're working on right now, and then seeing which planet should you maybe go and study a little bit to see if there's anything there that you may want to get some understanding of so that you can continue on your journey of whatever you're working on in your life as far as like personal work goes. So say you're struggling with relationship, you may want to look at your Venus and also maybe your Chiron just to see what may be happening just in life right now. Another thing that's wonderful, you could look at your long-term influences. I know for sure on the iPhone app, when you download on the iPhone, I think for the Android users, you may have to pay for this extra feature, but it has the long-term influences, meaning there are some planetary influences happening right now, maybe for the next 3 months, maybe the next 6 months, maybe the next 3 years. There are certain influences that if you tune into, you can kind of understand why you may be facing certain things during this time. But it's because of what's going on cosmically. All right, in connection with your birth chart, in connection with your natal chart, your placement, your natal placement. And so you will be pleasantly surprised when you read it and go, wow, I'm literally dealing with that right now. Yes. And the beautiful thing is it gives you guidance. It'll say things like it'll be beneficial for you to or, you may want to think about this, and this. You may want, and then as we unpack and we talk, we speak about what we're seeing. I do even more unpacking with you, where I'm looking at what's being said, but I'm also challenging you to look at it in a deeper sense, in a more metaphysical, well-rounded sense. So say, for instance, it may say you may struggle with jealousy. Right. So that's the layman's language. So they may say you may struggle with jealousy. To help you to really understand what it may mean, we'll go deeper than that. Like what's underneath jealousy? With this word that first of all, I'm going to have you look it up. What does jealousy mean? The definition, the etymology, all of that. What does that mean? Now let's look at let's look at some synonyms. And then let's also try to dig to the root of what jealousy is. So maybe you don't resonate with jealousy, but as we dig through, you'll start to see, like, okay, it may not be jealousy, but it could show up like this. And so you may not even really recognize it. Maybe something that's very subtle, but those subtleties create blockages in your life. Those subtleties slow things down in life. And so you want to look at those things. So that's what I mean when I say unpack it. I get that term from when I was an educator. We used to have to unpack the standards. And so we would unpack the standards and then find the curriculum to be able to teach it. So we're taking the chart and we're unpacking it. Let's unpack this sun, this moon. Most people just know their sun sign, by the way. And I tell people all the time, I think it's that much more beneficial. I'll say it like that. I won't say better or not, but it's very beneficial to understand your moon sign, because the moon sign is really speaking of your innermost being, how you are, how you vibe at the innermost parts of you. The sun more so just talk about how you show up in this world, like how you operate. So, or how you show up in this world, really, how we see you, how you communicate, how you love that. While the innermost being has the operations. So for me, I'm Virgo moon. So within myself, I'm very Virgo energy. As I show up in this where I show up as a Cancer. That's my sun sign. So I show up as this innermost being Virgo, but I show up in the Cancer vibration. So that moon energy is gonna really talk about more of how you think, how you operate, how you perceive, that kind of energy. So we're gonna go over at least 3 to unpack your whole chart. It takes a lot of time. Okay. I'm still digging into my chart, and I've been dipping and dabbing with astrology since 2015, something like that, almost 10 years now. And I'm still getting to understand aspects about myself, or just exploring, because I can read something every time you read it, something else may open up. Just depends on what you have going on in life. Truly, that's just how it works. And then also, like I said, there are influences that happen. Things fluctuate, when it comes to the cosmic energies, or as what's going on above. And so for me, there are certain things that make me go look at my chart. Like I said, if I'm having some kind of like stagnation or struggles in an area, I'll go look at my chart, the planets that's in association with maybe that situation. When there's a season change, I'll go and look and see if there's any long-term influences I need to know about. I will tend to look at my chart on my around my birthday just to see if I see anything. It just depends. I'll tend to go and use it. But my goal for this session is by the time you leave, you can understand how to use your natal chart to assist you on your journey, how to use it to assist you with your personal development, to assist you with your prayer life, your affirmation life, like all of those different things. The natal chart can be very helpful, and you will know when to use it. You just follow spirit. I'm definitely not the one to advocate for you to use the natal chart like your Bible or your book, like your dogmatically. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's just information. It's really just, it really is just information. And there's so many modalities that can assist you in the same way to give you information. Different charts you can get of yourself, um, uh, different divinations, different readings, all of these different things can really assist you on your journey. This is a simple way. It's a free way. The app that I'm going to show you is free. It's a way that, it's a tool that you can use at any point in time, and it's very helpful in using for family, friends, all type of things. Work. If you are a business, if you own a business and you have employees, it's a great, with their permission, it's a great tool to use to get to know your employees, your staff, your business partners, anything or anyone you're trying to connect with. Even I've gotten to understand the dynamic of the United States of America by pulling the chart, by studying the chart of the day that we call Declaration of Independence Day, July 4th, 1774, I think is the date. I've gotten to know so much about the dynamics of America. Um, it's amazing how astrology can really support you when you understand it. So anyway, I just wanted to come explain it, what it is, and encourage you to book one. I am filming this on the very last day of September. And so I still have a special going on. I oftentimes put up a special where you can book this session for half off or something like that. Right now, that's happening for September. So this is the last day to book for that special. When I have a special, you can book multiple sessions if you desire, and you can also book beyond that month. So if it's a September special, you can book it in December or January or on your birthday next year or something like that if you desire to do so. All right. More information about how to book is in the caption. Feel free to comment in the comment section if you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, or if you've ever had a natal chart unpacking session with me. Please do share your experience in the comment section. All right. Peace and love, y'all. Give thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you all at some point, somewhere, at one of the meditation sound baths. If you're not in Atlanta, my new moon, full moon meditations, my Sunday messaging meditation, you can join me on those times. And then if you're in Atlanta, I hope to see you here at the garden at OU Botanical Gardens. All right. Peace and love, y'all.